Welcome to this just a tremendous occasion here because, as I used to tell some of the younger players, basketball didn't start in the 80s because some of the younger ones think that they invented the sport, I think. But if, like Kobe said, Kobe was one of those historians that really studied the game long before he got to the NBA. So he knew about the players before him. And when you talk about some of the players before him, Elgin is right there. I mean, #1 draft pick overall in 1958. And rumor has it that the Minneapolis Lakers, had they not been able to get Elgin, they may have gone under. So in essence, Elgin kind of saved the Lakers, and that's some of the reasons why we're here today. But on that rookie year, when you're the #1 pick, things are kind of expected of you. I don't think Elgin let anybody down. Won Rookie of the Year that year, averaged 25 points and 15 rebounds his rookie year to go along with 4 assists. So I think he made his mark early, and it didn't stop there. You know, then the team was moved here to Los Angeles a couple of years later. Elgin was a United States Army reservist at the time and got called up to active duty. So he could only play on weekends during the 61-62 season. So he only played in like 48 games. Obviously, it didn't hurt him any. He averaged 38 points and 19 rebounds that season. I mean, just tremendous, tremendous numbers. So some of the things that we watch players do today, Elgin kind of was the forefront. We hear about all these players that hang time, and Elgin was hang timing before hang timing was hang timing. Special, special player. When you think of Elgin, and I know I was a rookie, and he doesn't remember this, I'm sure, but he gave me some good advice. I was young and energetic, and the thing that got me to the league was the fact that in college, I really could out-jump everybody. So I just loved the dunk and everything. And we played a doubleheader. Back then, we played doubleheaders. And we played the first game, and the Lakers were in the second. So he's watching me in the warm-ups. And after the warm-ups, we're on the sideline, and he says to me, "Young fella, you better save some of those dunks, some of those jumps. It's a long season, and your legs only have so many dunks and jumps in them, and you're out there acting crazy." So I kind of took that advice to heart and dunked a little less during the warm-ups, trying to save my body for the games. To start this program off, our first speaker, again, now this is a program is really going to be something special. But before our first speaker comes up, after all those accolades and titles and things that I just put on Elgin, I'd like Elgin to come up and... Elgin? Yeah. Now that we have our guest of honor up on stage, our first speaker of the afternoon, early evening, this is truly a legends affair. He doesn't need any introduction, but I'll give him a short one. Currently the president of basketball operations, Hall of Famer Earvin Magic Johnson.
Well, what a beautiful day. God is really good. And we're so blessed to be able to honor a man who actually kicked it off for the Lakers here in Los Angeles when they played at the sports arena. A man who really put entertainment into the NBA. A man that was so dominant, not only on the court, but off the court. But what I'm gonna really remember about Elgin Baylor is the fact that he still holds the NBA Finals record, scoring 61 points in the Boston Garden. Come on now, come on. Do I have to go down the list of people who didn't do that, including myself? Man, 61 points in the NBA Finals on the road. He is such an incredible man as well. And we are so honored to be able to honor him today. And I'm happy that Jeannie Buss, let's give her a hand for doing this, our boss and leader with the Lakers. Her father would be very proud of her putting this statue up for a man who deserves it and well earned. So we're just so proud as an organization to be able to do this today. And I'm happy that we did it now, not after he couldn't see it and his family couldn't see it, that he's actually here and we get to honor him today with this beautiful statue. So, Elgin, I said it on the video, brother, you did some things that Dr. J, Michael Jordan, Kobe, myself, we couldn't do. And I tried to do it, I just couldn't hang that long in the air. But God bless you and congratulations to you from the whole Laker organization.
All right, let me see if I got all this stuff here.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. I know you're in a rush to get up there, but not yet.
You're ready.
Before we get to our next speaker, I want to acknowledge some people in the audience here. First of all, Elgin's lovely wife, Elaine, and family. Would you please just stand and raise your hand or something, please? There. Nothing's ever possible without the better half. Also, the statue creators, Omri and Julie Amrani and Gary Tillery. Would you please stand? There's Omri right there. Julie couldn't make it. Next, our boss, Jeannie Buss. Another co-owner, Janie Buss. Raise it, either stand up or raise it high so we can see. There you are, yeah. General Manager Rob Pelinka. Where's Billy Burtka? There's my man, Bill Burtka. I see sitting next to Bill, Mitch Kupchak. Come on, Mitch, raise it up, raise it up. Kiki Vandewey, out of the NBA office. Is Annie Myers Drysdale in attendance tonight? I didn't see her beforehand. Jeffrey Osborne. Come on, Jeff, stand. Let everybody see, babe. Not that we haven't seen you before and heard you. Ray Parker Jr. Greg Fillinganes. I didn't see. Is Lucius Allen in the audience? There he is. Yo, Lucius. Mike Smith. Don't whisper in your son's ears. There he is. How you doing, Mike? Michael Cooper. Jamal Wilkes. James Worthy. And last but certainly not least, when you talk about winning, this guy, when you got 11 championships in 13 years, I think that qualifies as a winner. Mr. Bill Russell. There he is, right there. Another one of our guests, I see someone I didn't see earlier. Miss Joyce Sharman. Please, Joyce, stand up. No, another Laker legend who couldn't be here wanted to send his best wishes via video. So let's watch the video screens and hear from one Kobe Bryant.
Elgin, congratulations to you. I wish I could be there with you. It's a huge, beautiful day. It's a huge honor. And what you have done for the city of Los Angeles, for this organization, goes beyond words. And personally, I'd like to thank you because I've stole so many of your moves. It's not even funny. That rocker step, the changing to the left rocker step, the hesitation, the elevating to the basket, putting your shoulder onto the big and finishing with contact. Got all that from you, my brother. And hopefully this generation of basketball players understand that doesn't come from me. That doesn't come from Jordan. It comes from players like yourself. And thank you so much for everything you've done. And much, much, much love to you, Elgin.
One Kobe Bryant. This next speaker, this should be fun. I don't know what he's going by these days. He gives himself so many names. So let's just say, I'll just introduce him the way he should be, and his name is Shaquille O'Neal.
Hello, Los Angeles. How are you? I'm happy to help commemorate the unveiling of the statue of Elgin Rabbit Baylor. Elgin, I'm a little young to know about you, but you know when you listen to guys like Magic Johnson and Dr. J and Jordan talk about the greats, your name always came up. So finally, I Googled you. And let me say, you were a bad man. 71 points, I only had 61. Executive of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and you did all that while you were Army Reservist. I never knew that. Now I know what they call you, Rabbit. And you're a good-looking dude. A little too young for me, but you're still good-looking. So, sir, I just want to say congratulations. This is definitely well-deserved. I can remember being in high school and they always talk about the Laker greats. Your name always came up, no questions asked. So I'm honored to be here. You've always been so nice to me, you and your 25-year-old wife. You should be ashamed of yourself for married to a 25-year-old wife. I'm telling you that right now. Your wife is way too young for you. You should be ashamed of yourself, old man. But I just want to say, sir, congratulations. I love you. I love being here amongst the greats. And one of my favorite Lakers, the guy who helped me become who I am, Bill Burker. You know I love you, Coach Burker. Give it up for Coach Burker. Love seeing you, Bill. You're moving around pretty good, Bill. I got them Viagras for you if you need them. Let me know. Half off. You know I got you, baby. So, Elgin, congratulations, sir. You know I love you. Bye-bye.
Seriously, big fella? See what you created, Bill? Working with him in the off season and stuff? This is some of your problems here now. We make these monsters, then we have to live with them. The NBA's all-time leading scorer, the one and only, the guy that created the most beautiful shot in basketball. It was called the skyhook. His name, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Congratulations, sir. You're looking good. You're supposed to speak, though. I'm supposed to speak. Yes. That's very unusual. I don't usually get to speak. This is a very special moment because it seems like time has turned itself upside down. I remember November 15th, 1960. I was 13 years old, in the 8th grade, and I went to Madison Square Garden to see the Lakers play, and Elgin got 72 points against the Knicks that night. And Elgin really set a standard that I thought maybe I could catch up to. My 20-year career, Elgin, I never even got close. So that shows you this man's talent and the way that he led this team. So I'm very proud and pleased that I'm part of this ceremony because Elgin inspired me. I had him in my scrapbook. I used to go and watch him and try and figure out his moves. I never got very good with those. But I figured out a few moves that served me pretty well. But Elgin, I just want to say you set an incredible example. Thank you so much for all you've given the game. We honor you. We appreciate you. And goodness gracious, I know that statue is going to be something else. So thank you, Elgin, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Cap. I talked about this being a special occasion every time I'm up here, but it's not just relegated to sports. We've got big-time hitters from the world of music as well. Our next speaker, a 3-time Grammy winner, a Hall of Famer in the rock and roll division. Please welcome Bill Withers.
Still Bill.
Hey, man. You know what? I got to get on Kareem about being late because every time Kareem is late, it costs me money. I got mixed up with my third wife because she was supposed to meet Kareem. He didn't show up. She wound up with me. I'm still paying alimony, brother. I don't appreciate that.
You should have followed my example.
No, you need a bodyguard, because you know how Stevie Wonder told you how it was. When he told that girl to put on that red dress. Nah, you know, this is great for me. Elgin Baylor. I'm lucky this is my second time being at an unveiling of a legend. Bill Russell, we had fun over there, didn't we, Bill? You got to nod. Yeah, hey, had fun, man. Come on, brother. What's wrong with you? You know, it's odd that I'm here because I never knew Elgin Baylor, the basketball player. His basketball playing career ran concurrently with my 9-year Navy career. And while he was playing basketball, I was traveling all over the world looking for stuff. You know what I'm talking about, Shaquille. I even went to New Orleans looking for John the Conqueror. And them friendly women I heard they got down there with a kink in the thing they do to you. But I knew who Elgin Baylor was from the many military basketball courts that I visited, filled with guys who couldn't jump over their shadow trying to be Elgin Baylor. But I knew who Elgin Baylor was then, but now I only know Elgin Baylor, the man. I got to know him in our late 60s or early 70s from being included in his and Elaine's favorite pastime, having folks over for dinner. Their guests have ranged from Mike Stoller and Corky Hale to Penny Marshall and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think he was on time a couple times. The routine is always the same. Elgin cooks, Elaine cooks, oh God, and lays out a beautiful spread. We all eat, fellowship, express our admiration for each other, and then Elgin washes the dishes. Yep. Boy, this thing is crazy. Elgin washes dishes. Hey, I didn't come here on scholarship. So, things out of here, man. Yes, no matter how late it is, and no matter how many cat naps he has taken during dinner and conversation, of course, if you ask him, he was just resting his eyes. Only man I ever met who rests his eyes with his mouth gap wide open. Maybe he's resting his jaws too, huh? Anyway, no matter how late it is, immediately after the festivities are finished, Elgin springs to life, jumps up and washes the damn dishes. Now, after a few visits and seeing this ritual repeat itself, as soon as you leave their beautiful castle in the sky, you can't wait to have a serious conference with your wife in your car. Word for word, you exclaim, "Look, I know what you just saw. But I want to establish right now so we don't wind up in some kind of revolution of rising expectations. I don't care how much you cook or who you cook it for. I ain't washing no damn dishes. Call one of them dishwashing services. Call your mama, my mama, whoever or whenever. I ain't doing it." But you've got to let him tell you how he got his dishwashing fetish. He explains it in his book, Hang Time. Remember that word, hang time. You won't be disappointed. Get the book. But that's just Elgin. Elgin is not ashamed to lift the burden of cleanup after cooking from the shoulders of his beloved wife, Elaine, or be openly affectionate to her in public. Shout, Shaq, don't give me no more of that chewing gum. You put one that mess my tongue up, boy. As he puts it, she means everything to me. And we know Elgin like I know him. If he said it, that's what he meant. He is a glaring example that macho doesn't mean being too tough to consider others or show compassion when it's needed. Part of his greatness is his acute awareness of the point where basketball ends and life begins. Anyone who can combine into the same persona, scoring 71 points in an NBA game, 61 in an NBA playoff finals game, and the guy who washes the damn dishes after his wife has fed 30 people, definitely has a firm grip on how much of what makes a man. I can recall a time when I was having difficulty. Yes, thank you. My dog Corey's out there. I told you, Corey. I can recall a time when I was having difficulty processing an uncomfortable reality. After listening to countless attempts by well-meaning friends offering various solutions, Elgin simply stated, "I understand." That did it for me. That's all I needed, somebody who understood. If you're out and about, you may see Elgin pushing the shopping cart through Costco or some market like Ralph's or Pavilions. Yes, folks, Elgin does the shopping too. He can tell you which items are a bargain and which ones are overpriced. Bless his heart, he may be the most equally contributing husband to a happy and well-run household on God's green earth. As I told you earlier, I'm not a basketball aficionado, but even I know that your beloved Los Angeles Lakers rode into town initially on the shoulders of Elgin Baylor. Jerry West and many other superstars were eventually to follow, but Elgin was the first. He was the leader who shepherded them into town and watched over them when they got here. That alone should earn him immortality in Laker lore. But he also played up to and beyond the reputation that preceded him here. 71 points? Come on, man. If I went out in the driveway by myself, I'd have to eat 2 meals, go to the bathroom 6 or 7 times before I got 71. Let's be real, the brother was bad, y'all know that. Uh-oh, Sonny, here we go. To clean up a phrase used by those who played. Elgin Baylor was a basketball player, figuratively incestuous with his brother. It's gonna take you a minute, but you'll catch up in a minute. The composite of Elgin Baylor, the basketball player, and Elgin the man makes him more than worthy of the honor you're bestowing on him today. And you too should feel an unburdening. You will no longer have to bear the burden of being asked over and over, year after year, why doesn't Elgin Baylor have a statue in front of the Staples Center? Score 1 for the universe in the Department of Fair Play. Elgin, long-legged sucker. I love you, brother. Don't look at me like that, Kareem. Look like you just ate a kumquat or something. Don't look like you just ate a plate of liver. My man, that's my buddy. Soak it all in, bud. As one of the boys back home might say, look what they gonna do for you for what you done for them. Yeah, brother, you been busted this evening. I even made a rhyme for you. I ain't gonna charge you for this one. The buses on the Lakers. You got a bust in the Hall of Fame. Now we're gonna bust this statue out on you, brother, and celebrate your mighty game. Jerry, I didn't forget you, brother. I had some kind of indigestion. Thought I had gas, but it wasn't that way. Marcia. Wait a minute, 4, 5. Well, come on now, Marcia. Marcia. You didn't put my damn Jerry West introduction in yet. Corey, give me my phone. Something. Jerry and I go back a long ways. We used to hunt possum back in the hills of West Virginia. We are of the same generation. He took a different path. He got famous early. We all knew who he was. See how smooth I just roll right into it. Now check this out. Now, watch me go to the page, Shaq. Jerry West. I knew about this next gentleman growing up. He and I were born in the same year in the great state of West Virginia. He on May 28th in Shellian, and I on July 4th in Slab Fork. He has been a driven man all of his life and a leader of men. No one on this planet is better equipped to speak on Elgin Baylor, the basketball player, than Jerry West. He has succeeded at every level. Think about it. How many people you know living in their 80th year, I ain't got one, they still have a job? Ladies and gentlemen, I am so honored and proud, and I hope people back in West Virginia watching so they'll know I know Jerry West. Jerry, come on out here, brother. Oh, thank you. No, he tried, Jerry just tried to thank me. I wanted to thank him because I got the cane and he almost fell down.
We'll have to make it pretty interesting when you come here, by the way. But Anyway, everyone had fun with my friend here, Mr. Baylor. I'm going to tell you who this man really is. In 1960, coming out of a state that was kind of backwards in a way, never traveling very much, and not having the privilege to see Mr. Baylor play when he was a rookie and a couple of years after that, I had an opportunity to get drafted that changed my life forever. But also, more importantly, to be around someone that I will tell you now, there's no greater admiration from any person that I know than Elgin Baylor. If you had the privilege of being in a locker room with him or being around him, you would have really known how special this man was. Forget his basketball playing. I will talk about that later. But a scared rookie who didn't even know if he belonged in the league or not, to walk into a locker room and have someone like this man who welcomed you with an open arm, you would have never known that he was a star. You would have never known that he was different than most players that played the game. But you would have known he was different as a human being. I've laughed with him. I've been in the depth of the ocean with him as a player. I loved him like a brother. And I still do today. This is one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life. I only wish, through all the losses to this gentleman over here next door, I don't even know, I forget your damn name. Was it Bill, what's his name, Bill Russell, is that it? Sitting in the locker room, and I've always said, there's more incredible stories in a losing team's locker room, and particularly when it's the same damn team. And this smiling jackass over here, who I love also, by the way. But let me tell you a little bit about him as a teammate. For that time, he was a unique player, the most unique player in the game. He did things then today we see players to do, but he was just ahead of his time. For me to have the privilege to watch this when I was wet behind the ears, trying to grow up and become a player that was of importance. I can't tell you how his teammates used to look at him in the locker room. And the one thing I've always said, there are two players that I've always thought, when you looked at them on the basketball court, they were regal looking. Elgin was one, and Mr. Russell was two. This was during my era. There are a lot of wonderful players that have played this game, but I don't think there's ever been anyone who combined this incredible play with being the kind of person he was. He never changed, never changed. The humility, the strength of character. Elgin, thank you for allowing many of us who had a chance to play with you, for sitting in the locker room with you, the privilege to play with you, and most of all, the kind of person you are. I have no prepared notes. Unfortunately, there's probably some other things I should say, but this is not a political rally. It's here to honor a great man, a great friend, and I tell you, thank God this day is here. It's richly deserved. And for his many fans, who some of them are not with us today, he was the people that started this franchise in Los Angeles. He really was. Our first two games in Los Angeles, 4,800, 4,200. We're playing the New York Knicks on back-to-back game on Friday and a Saturday night. And I used to say, when we were heading around town in the back of a truck asking people to come out and watch us play, there were two newspapers in. We were on the last page of the newspaper. And here we are, one of the greatest players ever, in the back of a damn truck in a neighborhood with a microphone saying, come out and watch the Lakers play. And I said one day, because the way this sport has grown, this town is going to change forever. And during my time here, I saw the Lakers going from the back page of the newspaper to the front page. Irvin Johnson, another one of those transitional players who people love to watch play. We've had so many of them in Los Angeles. And I can just see Irvin, you in the back of a truck, going through these neighborhoods. Come out and watch me play tonight, okay? Went from the team that no one paid any attention to, the Rams won, Dodgers were 2. And when everyone is good in this town, and particularly when the Lakers were great, and they're going to get there again, I'm sure, I will tell you right now, the thing that felt best about it, to know that this man allowed me to share a stage with him, and they became the #1 franchise to watch in this city. Elgin, congratulations. And again, I love you like a brother. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you, and I'm thrilled for this day.
Thank you, Jerry. Now, I would like all of you to stand up, please. Elgin's getting close to that time. You're not speaking quite yet, but... I'm in no hurry. Hot now, okay. Time for the unveiling. Elgin, would you want to do the honors? I'll hold your book. See, we're right behind you. Watch your step. Just pull it as hard as you can. Pull it. After you get all the confetti out of your eyes, you can look at that statue honoring you, Elgin Baylor. All right, now it's your turn to have a speech.
Yeah. So we got.
Irvin's got it all cleaned up. This one's hot. You're up. Come up. Please welcome our honoree, Elgin Baylor.
This mic work?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Stu. I really thank you very much. Certainly want to thank all of you for coming today. And also, in this sport, basketball, it's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. And I certainly appreciate all the wonderful things people have said, about me. But without the wonderful teammates, certainly wouldn't have been possible. And I just like to thank my teammates. Some of them have deceased, no longer with us, but certainly Jerry has been outstanding. I mean, we're just together like brothers, playing. And it was just a pleasure to play with Jerry, and I just thank you with the nice things you said. But I was deeply touched with that, But I'd like to say, after about 6 decades of being around the NBA, I stand here before you today, humble, thankful, grateful for this recognition, to be honored with other Laker greats, Jerry, Kareem, Shaq, Magic. I want to thank you, to the fans who supported us, my friends, my family, and to everyone who came out today, thank you. I thank God for the gift that brought me here today. I especially want to thank him for life itself. I also want to thank God for my lovely, adoring wife, Elaine, who has been my rock, and my love for over 40 years. Thank you, honey. She looks like a kid. And and as I write in my new book, Hang Time, you mean everything to me, honey, everything. And thank God for you. I want to give a very special thanks to my only surviving sibling, my dear old sister, my sister Gladys, who came here from Hoppers Ferry, West Virginia, to be here. And Gladys says, how old is Gladys? You're, what, 90? Huh? She looks like she's about 60, 70 years old. She's still around. She used to take care of me when I was coming up. But she looks wonderful, and I appreciate her. Thank you. Thank you. Thank God for her. Let me see. Let me get myself together here so I won't forget anything. And I also want to thank my children that are here. My 3 children, Alan, Allison, and my youngest, Crystal. They're here. And then I have a lot of pastors. I don't know if they're still here, but I'd like to give special thanks to our pastor, Dan Hicks, Ricky Temple, Jim Toll, and Tim Clark. The spiritual guidance and support you have provided has been invaluable. And also I'd like to thank a man, Jerry West. It's been just such a pleasure playing with Jerry. You know, I've never played with such a competitive guy as Jerry. And just not only competitive, but just a great guy, a great person. And Jerry, I just want to thank you for the wonderful time we had together. Thank you. You know, when I think of the nearly 6 years we've known each other, you will always hold a special place in my heart. You will, and thank you. Bill Withers, thank you for being such a good friend to me and my family. I love you, brother. I even love your music. You're singing. And I'd like to thank Jeannie Buss, Magic, Linda Ramitz, and all the front office team of the Lakers organizations, as well as the Staples Centers. The work you made today so very special, and I'm very, very grateful. Thank you. To Kareem, Shaq, James Worthy, Keith, Magic, Gail, you are the Laker great people and great friends. And some of you might not be here, but you are. And I really thank you and appreciate it. To Amrani, I hope I got that right, and Gary Tillery of the Blot Amrani Studio, thank you for your beautiful, amazing sculpture. I really thank you. I know we have a little party after this and then a basketball game against the Timberwolves. So I'll just say thank you for coming. I certainly appreciate it. And this one thing I just want to mention, you know, the first time I ever played basketball was with a tennis ball. We couldn't afford a basketball. I dribbled that tennis ball in my hand, jump shot, and went through the hoop. It was the beginning of love and appreciation of the game that's still with me today. And I certainly would like to thank all of my ex-teammates and coaches, because without him, whatever I achieved would not have been possible. And again, I thank all of you for coming. Thank you, and God bless you.